welcome to Friends and Neighbors. Have you ever wanted to learn how to make Korean food? I know I love eating Korean food. So hang on, because right after this break, we will be learning how to make some beef bulgogi with April Yu. You will not want to miss it. I am so excited to be talking to you here from the kitchen of Friends and Neighbors. We are going to be talking to April Yu about all things Korean food, one of my favorite new cuisines. So April, I just wanted to welcome you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here today.
Oh my goodness. And you have brought a wonderful array of Korean cuisine, which we will get to hear shortly. But first, I want to get to know you a little bit. I want to get to know how God has impacted your life. I know you're part of a Christian organization.
Yes.
Can you tell us the name of that?
Sure. I'm a part of International Youth Fellowship. I joined it when I was in middle school, and I have been with it ever since. And we focus a lot on youth problems in today's world. We do a lot of inspirational speeches. We do a lot of lectures for the youth. Something that you don't really learn in academia. We tackle issues like depression or isolation, and it's just a great youth outreach program. And we love to tackle these problems with the core basis of God's word and getting hope from God's word.
I love that. And you also mentioned that it arrays the grade level starts at kindergarten and goes all the way up to college.
Right. So we have programs for our kids, especially these days online. We did a whole kids Bible camp, which is really fun. And also we do middle school, high school, and even through college. We have a organization online as well right now. It's called Christian Youth Association, called SIA. So and we do a lot of like Instagram or Facebook promotional activities, so anybody can find us if you look online.
I love that. And you talked about tackling those emotions that are really big, especially during middle school years. I mean, that is your entire world. A lot of people fill that void by food or or isolation or depression. But I love the fact that this is a Christian organization that can actually point everyone to Christ. Now, you were talking about, especially during these times of isolation and sheltering in place, you guys have shifted a little bit about how you do your mission trips and your camps.
Right. So originally we did a lot of volunteer work abroad. We did a lot of outreach programs to different countries. I personally went to Mexico, Panama, Jamaica a lot of times, and we were able to teach English and also preach the gospel. But since that's not possible anymore right now, hopefully in the future, but right now we are reverting to online ministry, and we are doing a lot of camps online. We're doing a lot of seminars online and conferences. We have Bible studies almost every day. And also, and we basically think that it's very, very important to stay connected to the heart of God while we're not able to meet in person and have fellowship. So I think it's been really great. We've started to adjust.
That's awesome. Well, you know what? If we can't do things in person, God has given us the mediums to be able to do that through technology. So that's really exciting. But I am really thrilled because I want to hear more about how your love for Korean food, I take it that is your heritage. And thank you for being here to teach us about how to actually make the food that we've enjoyed at restaurants. Sometimes you'll go to an international restaurant and you'll be like, oh my goodness, I love that, but I can't make it at home. But I will tell you, we are going to take a small break, but we will come back because we will tell you and show you, April will show you how to make beef bulgogi, and that's the best go-to Korean food. So we'll see you shortly. Welcome back to Friends and Neighbors, and we are here in the kitchen, and as I mentioned earlier, you're in for a treat. We're going to be learning all things Korean cuisine, especially how to make beef bulgogi. I know that sometimes international food, and I say that, can be a little intimidating. You know, I know here and there with my Peruvian and Brazilian heritage, but I love Korean food, and it has been very intimidating for me to make. So I am thrilled to be here with April, who is going to show us how to make this wonderful staple, right? It's a Korean staple.
Yeah, it is. And then I'm really happy to tell you guys that it's so easy.
Good.
Super easy. A very, very simple recipe. I chose this one because it's so simple, and you probably just need to buy one more ingredient. You probably have everything else in your pantry.
Awesome.
So I just want to do a brief introduction of the ingredients. There's nothing very special except this sesame oil. This is actually an oil made out of toasted sesame seeds. So it's very aromatic. And have you ever had sesame chicken?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just like that smell. Do you kind of remember that smell? So that's the sesame oil. You guys have to try it. It goes in almost every Korean cuisine, and it really, really takes the cake.
Now, are all sesame oils the same, or is it particularly?
No, it's just almost anything that says sesame oil.
Okay.
It works. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then your soy sauce, you can use low sodium, normal sodium. I'm using normal sodium right now.
Okay.
And you probably have that in your pantry. This is just black pepper, and also these two I put in these cups. But this is just plain old brown sugar. You can use dark sugar or light brown sugar, it doesn't matter. You can even use white sugar. And we have ginger, a little piece of ginger, and we have garlic. We have about 3 to 4 cloves.
Okay.
And then we have half an onion just chopped up. But we're gonna put it in this food processor and make like a marinade.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Nice.
so this is actually a little special. It's pear.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so this is a Bosque Pear.
Okay.
This is a good alternative for the Asian pear. The Asian pear looks like an apple, and I usually use that, but I couldn't find it.
Okay.
I think it's out of season right now, but you can use any pear.
But that's good to know. Yes, I love that.
So this is much easier to find. Also, you can use just a normal pear. You can even use apple.
Okay.
Yeah, so all you
Nice.
need is this. And
Now,
then,
did you chop it up, and this is the pear right here, and just half of it, or the whole pear?
So I did half of a pear, half of an onion, and I did 4 cloves of garlic, and then 1 teaspoon of ginger.
Okay.
So, yes, and we're gonna
All
have the recipe.
Yes.
And you guys can ask questions at any time if you need it. But today, what we're gonna do is basically put all of these ingredients into the food processor.
Okay.
Make it into a liquid, and then marinate this beef. You can use beef, you can use chicken, you can use pork. You can also use mushrooms if you're a vegetarian.
Very nice. And with the beef, is there a certain type of beef you need to get?
No, there's not. You can use any type of beef. You just need to slice it very thinly.
Okay.
Because we don't want like a big chunk of like steak. We
Got
just want
it.
like a very
Thin cuts.
Yeah. So of any meat you use, you want like the thin cuts. At your local Asian grocery store, you can get them pre-cut.
Yes,
like I did.
okay,
Yeah,
great.
Yeah. And then this is just half an onion just sliced. And then this is spring onion, just cut into small little pieces.
Wonderful.
Okay, so should we get started?
Yes, let's do that.
All right, so
Here we go.
Over here. So all we need to do is, like I said,
So excited.
so put 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1/3 cup of soy sauce, and I'm gonna leave the sesame oil and pepper for later on when I mix it in.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put these aside, and I'm gonna put half an onion and half a pear. And honestly, Korean cuisine, what the great thing about it is like it's very free-handed.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to be very like exact with measuring
Yes,
things.
yes.
So if you like more onion, just put in
Put a
more
little bit
onion.
more. I know. I tend to say I'm a great cook because I just kind of now baking. Oh dear Lord.
Oh yeah, baking is different, definitely.
But that's awesome, and I love how you're actually putting in the sweet and the salty together.
Yeah,
That's so
definitely. So basically, the onion will give it a very like deep flavor. The ginger will give it the the kind of kick, and then the garlic, of course, everyone loves garlic.
Yes.
And then the pear is definitely the sweet, and then soy sauce is gonna help with the saltiness.
I love that.
So you
yeah.
don't put any salts in it. So
Yes.
you can if you want, but you don't
We've
have
got
to.
enough, yes.
Right. So I'm just gonna take this over here. It's really easy. You're gonna just process it real quick. You can use a blender, you can use a processor. Even if you don't have this, you can just mince it.
Yes.
And just put it in. It's fine.
Nice.
But just to be efficient.
I love it. Oh, that's wonderful.
Just make it a liquid.
Yeah. And that's for the marinade,
Yeah,
right?
this is a marinade, yeah. Okay, so as we have made a liquid, so it kind of is like just like it's like a. It smells really strong. Yeah,
oh, it's so
and like
nice.
the more you leave it, the more flavorful it gets. Actually, yeah. So we can.
My mouth, I'm starting to water.
Yeah, it smells really good. You guys have to try it. It's not hard at all.
It smells so good.
Yeah. So now we're going to put in. I'm going to use my glove. I'm going to put in the meat. It's about 700 milligrams of meat.
Okay.
So we can, and then this is beef I'm using right now. And then we're going to put in. Oops, sorry. Sorry, it's okay. We're gonna put in the onion and we're gonna put in the spring onion as well. So we're going to just mix it around.
Okay.
Did you want to try?
Oh my goodness.
No, you
Here,
can use
I
this
put
one.
the glove?
Yeah, you can use
Okay,
this one.
yes, of course.
Yeah, so all you have to do is kind of mix it and just make the.
Now, is it
evenly
okay? So
coated.
when you mix it with your hand, does it just provide more of the flavor in there, or a different? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I think it's much easier
is it technique
to.
in the wrist?
Yes. So actually, no
Is there a
special
special technique?
No, there's no special techniques. I think Koreans use their hands a lot just because a long time ago they just didn't use utensils. They just got in there with their hands. And I personally like using gloves, but older Korean women will just go in there with their hands, and sometimes we say it tastes better.
Okay, you let me know how long I need to do this for.
So you just want to evenly coat it.
Yeah.
That's all. Like, and then all of this is just good. So just get the meat to just be evenly coated. That's it.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so once you have that evenly coated, how long do you wait to marinate?
So you can wait up to a day.
Oh, wow.
But the least is probably 30 minutes. You probably want it 30 minutes. Okay,
that
great
good?
job. Yeah,
Okay.
you did a great job.
Here, we'll,
okay.
let's see, how do we
and
do
then,
this?
I'll do this. Okay. Okay, and then also I forgot. So we do want to add the sesame oil, and if you smell it, it smells very like. It smells very savory.
Yes,
so,
it
yeah.
does.
So we want to add about. Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, it's got a very smoky kind of.
Yeah, it's like
very
toasted.
nice, yeah.
This is just plain ground pepper. You want to add like about 1 teaspoon. But like I said, it's very free.
Yes.
And, like if you like pepper, I like
love
pepper.
that.
Yeah, I love pepper.
It's an art on a plate.
Yeah. And then you can try it multiple times. You can try it like with some ingredient, with some other, more of one ingredient.
Yes.
Doesn't matter, at all.
And I'm sure you can make it super spicy.
Yeah, you can. You can even add chili flakes. You can add anything. You can make any variation of this dish.
I love that.
It's just the basic. Honestly, if you really didn't have like onion or pear, you could probably just do soy sauce and sugar. That's like, and garlic. That's probably like the most simple way to do it. But
very neat.
just the concept is just like marinating the meat so it has like a flavor.
Yes,
So
yes.
with soy sauce and anything like that. So this is our result, and it looks very good. It smells very good.
It does smell very good.
And then we're going to leave this to marinate. We can't. I've already marinated some, so we're gonna just pull that out. And then we're gonna go over to the grill.
Okay, so we'll switch here.
Yeah, we'll switch. Yeah, so you want to
look at that. Look at the difference. But
so basically it
it's
kind of
so good.
colors. It colors to like a browner rather than red because
so it kind of becomes shredded a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
it does,
Yeah.
and it kind of like the pear will tenderize the meat as well. So you do want to leave it at least for about 30 minutes. Yeah. So here I'm using a cast iron. You can use any pan. Yeah. Any pan is great, but I personally prefer the cast iron because it kind of tastes like you're grilling it on the grill.
Oh,
yes. I like that smoky
nice
flavor.
Smoky,
Yeah. And we're also, later on, we're gonna make a twist. Since this is just like marinated beef, we're gonna make a twist on it and, make it approachable for everybody to try. And we're gonna make quesadillas out of the bulgogi meat. So you can
That's really good. So I have a couple questions. The first one is, does it matter what kind of oil you use? Olive oil or vegetable oil?
Okay, yeah,
or...
sorry, I missed this. So you can use canola oil, vegetable oil, olive oil, coconut oil.
So it doesn't really matter.
Not at all.
And you talked about the tortilla, and I have to kind of say that because God has opened up your territory to also be able to introduce this food to the Latin community. So talk to us about. I mean, you've actually done this presentation, and then you've had a Spanish interpreter. Is that right?
Yeah. So my sister, like I told you, she's fluent in Spanish. So what we would do, we did a Facebook weekly program for the Hispanic community for Korean food because we realized that there's not a good, there's great Korean YouTubers out there, but none of them are verbalized in Spanish.
Yes.
So that's what we did. It was a hit. Like,
I love it.
Well,
I know my sister and my niece absolutely love all things Korean too, so we're really excited about it.
Yeah, definitely. You should definitely try this at home. So I'm gonna start. Hopefully it won't be too. So that sizzle.
Oh, that sizzle is like yum.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good. But I'm excited about this one because I just love using the cast iron. It just makes it so much better.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I've never cooked with cast iron before, and I really want to start, but I can definitely see the difference.
Yeah, you can. It's different. It's very different. So right now I'm just putting it in the oil. Be careful.
Does it splatter?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So just kids, if you're trying this,
do this with an adult supervision. Yes. Now, would you grill this or no?
Yeah, you can grill this. You can just put on the grill like a foil, and then just put it on and then kind of smoke it.
Yeah,
it's really good. Yeah,
nice.
Or you can put the cast iron on the grill, of course, but it's good anyway.
I wish you all were right here. It smells so good. I mean, my taste buds are all exploding. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, so what would you're making quesadillas with this.
Yes.
But what else? If you didn't want to make quesadillas, what would be the side dish?
That's a really good question. So basically, you usually eat this with meat. I mean, sorry, not meat. I'm sorry. We usually eat this with rice.
Okay.
Yeah, or you can make lettuce wraps if you're trying to cut back on your carbs.
Yes.
And you're also, you can also put it on like noodles if you want.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's really versatile.
So what is kimchi? Kimchi is that a side? Or?
So yes, kimchi is a side. It's basically one of the staple like Koreans' favorite very favorite dish, but it's basically fermented spicy cabbage.
Okay.
Yeah, so fermentation, I know it's like a kind of a big, like to me, I didn't really understand the concept, but we eat a lot of fermented foods like cheese. Yeah, like anything that's like, you basically use the bacteria to like cook it.
Okay.
But you don't like put it on heat or anything, but it like pickles.
Yes, it's like a pickled. It's so good.
Yeah, it is it's a pickled cabbage.
So you could actually eat that as a side as well, or rice.
Perfect together. So yes, so just this kimchi and rice. It's really good. Or you can use just the lettuce. You can even make kimchi
tortillas
or kimchi tacos.
Oh,
Bulgogi
awesome.
Tacos.
Well, then I can see how that blends with the Latin community, too.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
That's really neat.
And I love Latin food as well. So,
Oh, my goodness. Well, I am thrilled because personally, I've been intimidated making Korean food. Because a lot of the problems with me is just trying to make sure I have the right ingredients, buying the right things.
So one thing about Korean cuisine is that they use the same ingredients almost for every recipe.
Okay.
Almost. So once you have about like
the staples.
Let's say 8 staples, then you can make any Korean cuisine.
Awesome.
Like really, they use it over and over again, just in different proportions with different kinds of meat and stuff like that. So yeah, it's very. I think once you get the hang of it, it's actually probably the easier.
Oh, and it looks like it's such a great family-style meal too.
It is, yes.
I mean, what did you say? This how much meat did you have?
So I had around 700 milligrams, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think this would be enough to feed like a family of 4.
Yes.
Because you have like your rice on the side.
Yes.
You can have lettuce wraps, and it's I think it's fairly healthy.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, so not too much sugar, not too much salt. It's just protein and good for the kids, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So now, and of course, you were saying that with the marinade, you can marinate this overnight. So
Yeah, you
if
can
you
keep it.
have extra and you didn't want to cook, you can always, or maybe you could freeze it.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
And then,
you can freeze it.
And then just kind of use it as needed. So I think that's really, really
yes,
neat.
yes. And it it actually keeps a little better.
Yes.
With the marinade. So
Yes.
yeah.
So is it one of those things that when you eat it the next day, it's much better than the first day?
Yeah, it actually is. Yeah. It is. So you can keep it, and it's easy for you to, just pull it out, cook it. And
I love that. Now, so I know your Korean heritage. You were born in Korea, but came here when you were young.
Yes.
And then you did your undergraduate.
Yes, I did.
Tell us about that, and real quickly, because we're going to have to take a break in a minute
Yeah,
or
of
so.
course. So I went to Korea initially to volunteer to teach English, and then I fell in love. So I stayed there for about 5 years. I was trying all the food, and it was just amazing. So that's what kind of sparked my interest. Yeah.
And we were talking about it because I kept telling you, I was like, I go to this Korean restaurant and this restaurant. She goes, well, I just cook it. So I was so excited that I'll be able to cook this in my kitchen.
It's kind of expensive to buy, but it's so cheap to make. So
yes, it is expensive. You get that check at the end of your dinner. You're like, wow. But I'm really, really excited. And it looks like the ingredients are they're available. So that's really neat.
Right.
I hope you've enjoyed this so far. I know I have. But, when we come back, you let us know what we're going to do. I think we're going to try to finish up the final presentation.
Right.
I don't know if you're smelling this, but I mean, it's hard for me to even talk because I'm starting to slobber. But anyway, listen, we're going to take a quick break and come back and join us for the voila presentation, okay? We'll see you shortly. Hello, welcome back to Friends and Neighbors, and I hope you are enjoying this wonderful, special, just time of learning Korean cuisine. I know it's super special to me. April, you are doing an awesome job here. Now, you were telling us, how long did you keep the bulgogi? Look, I'm trying to be all.
No, you're fine. You're
bulgogi
perfect.
on the grill or on the stove.
So it really depends on how much you're doing. So if it's more, then obviously it's gonna be longer. But just until it's cooked.
Okay.
Just not too long after it's all perfectly browned.
Yes.
But just not rare.
Gotcha.
So yeah, just when it's cooked.
And since it's very thin, you can kind of just eye it and figure that out. So that's awesome. Now, what you've done during this time we were on break, you've transitioned it and you've made some quesadillas. How did you go about doing that?
Yeah, so just get the flour tortilla or corn tortilla, just put it on like a low heat, and then just put cheese, and then the bulgogi on top, and then put more cheese, and then just put another tortilla and just kind of heat up both sides.
And does it matter which cheese you use?
No, I mean, it's truly your preference.
Okay.
Truly your preference.
Awesome. I love that. And this is such a good go-to meal, too, especially for mamas out there that are on the run, that need to feed kids. Or, I know that right now we're the cafeteria workers, we're the snack. I mean, when you're doing online learning, you are it. This would be a good home thing to take.
Yeah, I mean, it's not spicy. I feel like kids will love it.
Yes, that's awesome. Now, and then tell me what you did over here.
Yeah, so all I did was I put it on a presentation. This is a little lettuce leaf. And then usually people put the meat on the lettuce and then wrap it up into a little tiny bowl, and they feed it to the people they love. So, Sunday, you wanna try?
I would love to try
Okay, here you go. Just put it all in your mouth. All of it. Okay, that's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. Perfect. Yeah. So it's really healthy because you don't have to. You don't have to. It's good. Is it good? Okay, good. And then I just sprinkled a little bit of spring onion, just cut into tiny little pieces, and then you can also put a little bit of the sesame oil on top. So I'm just gonna sprinkle it, and it just gives it something just something special, a little
my
more.
goodness.
Yeah. Did you like it?
I love it. And
Okay, good.
I love the lettuce.
Yeah.
And I mean, just it's light, but it's
Yeah.
also filling. It's so delicious.
Right, and it's very fresh and not too heavy. Yeah, so.
Okay, so you put it in a little. Tell me again, because that's a Korean tradition.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so Korean people, I know it's like really weird for. I mean, even me, I was like, how can you put that whole thing in your mouth? Yeah, that was. But then people like put basically take lettuce and put the meat. They can put like a little piece of garlic or anything they want, and then put a little, or you can put rice too.
Yeah.
Make it into a little ball, and then just feed it to whoever you love.
Oh, I
you know,
love
like
that.
your kids, your hubby.
Just giving them a little bit of. This food is very nurturing, and it's an expression of your love. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so if people want to reach out to you and they want to follow you on Facebook or social media, how can they do that?
So just find us on Facebook, any IYF. If you just type in IYF, there's going to be a lot. But my personal email for this cooking show would be IYFcooking2020@gmail.com. So you can ask me any questions, about food or the organization. I would love to keep in contact with
Awesome.
you.
April, it has been a delight getting to know you and getting to know your Korean cuisine too. Thank you for sharing that with us. And thank you for joining us on this episode of Friends and Neighbors. As we always like to do, we'd like to give you information and programming that's inspirational and educational. And I hope that this program has given you just that. Remember, we love you and we can't wait to see you on the next episode of Friends and Neighbors.